So we have here our quadratic functions. In our quadratic functions, we are going to talk about their representations, their real-life models, and also some of the ways on how you're going to identify quadratic functions. So in our previous discussions, we had already quadratic inequalities, quadratic equations. And now let's talk about what is quadratic function. Okay, so let's try to dissect this word first, kaning quadratic o kaning function. So let's start with what is a function. Or do you have any idea what is a function?
How it works, sure.
How it works. Yes. Okay. So function is how it works. Somehow it's correct, but in when we say function here, it is a relation in which no two ordered pairs have the same first coordinate, or each element in the first set is paired with one and only one element in the second set. So meaning to say, kung maingon tag relation, kung maingon tag function, relation na siya. So teacher, unsa man ang relation? A relation is an ordered pair. Okay, like you have there in our examples before, like 1, 2, 3, 4, pares-pares, those are relation. But kung maingon na ganitag function, it has to be with naa siyay sa giingon pa ni Des ganina nga naa siyay how it works. So meaning to say naay something anang duha ka ordered pair nga sila ra duha ang may use gyud. And then here, it should not have two ordered pairs that have the same first coordinate. 'Di ba in our ordered pairs naman ay duha, which is kanang x nimo and then y. Or shall we say the first coordinate or the second coordinate or the domain and range. So dapat kuno ang kanang first coordinate nimo diha nga given, dapat dili na siya magbalik-balik. Okay? Dapat dili na siya magbalik-balik. So you have there have no two ordered pairs have the same first coordinate, or each element in the first set is paired with one and only one element in the second set. So meaning to say, dili dapat magbalik-balik imong value sa x. Okay? So bahalag magbalik-balik imong value sa y, basta imong x is dili gyud siya magbalik-balik. Okay? So what are the components of a function? So we have here the domain. It is a function. Domain of a function is the set of all first coordinates. So, and then we have here the codomain. So it is the set from which the values of the second coordinates are taken. So, and the last one is our range. It is the actual set of all second coordinates. So these are the elements or the components of our function. So ato ni siyang tan-awon later on class. So unsa day ni siya or asa na to ni siya makita imong giingon nga function, teacher. So we can identify that one through our representations. So class, can you give any representation of quadratic equation or quadratic inequalities? Like kung mag-solve ta, unsa man atuhang magamit nga ma-identify na to siya nga quadratic equation or quadratic inequality siya. Diba, we can use ordered pairs, we can use our graph, we can use equations and table of values. So those are our representations as well for our quadratic function. Okay, so we have here ordered pairs. So this is what we call our ordered pairs. Okay, so kanisiya class, if we are going to identify this one, actually, this is not a quadratic function. Okay, so why do we say so, teacher? Because di ba niingon ta ang katong function kay dapat dili magbalik-balik ang iyahang first nga coordinate, or shall we say our domain. So mo na itong gitawag og domain class. Kanang first nimo nga coordinate. Mo ni siya domain. Kani siya domain, kani domain, kani domain, kani domain, kani domain. Okay? So, but this one is not a quadratic function because nagbalik-balik man ang 2, 2, 2. Dili man na siya pwede. Okay? Dili na siya pwede. And now, for the next representation, we have here our table of values. So, this is already a quadratic function. So, ma-ordered pair, gyapon na siya class ma-change, or gyapon na siya into ingon ani. Like you're going to use 1, 0, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 5, 8, 6, 10, 7, 12, 8, 14, 9, 16, 10, 18. So if we are going to look at this table of values, do you think this is a function? Sige daw. By just looking the domain, ang domain ana is kaning value sa x nimo or kaning nasa babaw, and then ang range nimo is kaning naa sa ubos. Do you think this is a function?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Why man? Nganyo
Different,
ka ha?
ano?
Okay, very good. Because different man ang iyahang value sa x. Naabay nagbalik-balik, di ba? Wala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wala man tayo kuan diha. 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6. Kung inaan nga case, then that's the time that is not a function. Remember agad guys, maura na inyong clue. Basta function na siya. No domain nga magbalik-balik. Okay? And now we have here our third representation, which is an equation. So in our equation here, di ba, we are using quadratic. So it should be its highest degree is equivalent to 2. Right? Since quadratic man siya. And then teacher, how do we represent that one? Or how are we going to see nga kanang equation niya kay function? So kanang y class, that is y is equals to x squared plus 2, y there represent as f of x. So kanang f and then parentheses and then x and then parentheses. So in this case, if it is written like this, you can see to it that that is a quadratic function. Okay? And then how are we going to find the values of these teacher? We can find the values like for example, mag-assign lang ka og value of x nimo. Like 1, 2, 3 lang sa. And then kanang x nimo diha, imo na siyang i-substitute diri sa imong equation. And then you can get a result of that one. And those results are already your values of y. In which, meaning to say, ang katudang x nimo nato siya function, mga makaproduce siya og values of y. Okay? That is our quadratic function. So, this one is equation naman ang atong gipakita diri. But later on, you can identify or how you are going to get the values of y and values of x using equation only. Okay? And for our last representation here is our diagram. Or shall we say this is mapping diagram. Naapoy uban is katong bone using a bone. But this one is more popular. So we have here our mapping diagram. So as you can see, ang atuang pag-pair nila is kuan ra gyud like 1 lang siya. But in this case, do you think this is a function? Yes or no? Sa atong tan-aw lang diri, if in our mapping diagram day class, this is the x kaning first, and then this one is our y. Somehow our x, we call this one as our input, and then here is, we call this one as our output. Okay, for andador, it's a yes. How about the others? This is x class, kaning part, kaning nasa left, and then this one is y. and then gipang pair siya. Is it a function or not?
Yes.
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 How about the others? Kuan man siya, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. So, kung ato na siyang i-pair class, 0, 0, ato siya i-ordered pairs ha? 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4.
No, they
Nagbalik-balik. Okay, nagbalik-balik iyahang kuan.
1 or
Iyahang
2.
x. 'Di ba? So, nagbalik-balik man iyahang 1 ug 2, meaning to say it's not a function. But somehow, you can use this mapping diagram in making a function. Okay, if dili lang yun ni sila balik-balik, like 0, 1, 4, 5, and then 6. And then pair siya sa output, then that's good. That is a function. Okay? So far, do you have any questions for representations of functions? Sige, ask lang. Ayaw ka uwaw. Like questions? Okay, none, Ra. So now, class, is we are going to know already what is a quadratic function. Kay function pa man to itong gistoryaan ganina. So what is a quadratic function? So can you please read um, Sean John Garcia? Hello, napa si Garcia? Wala na? Yeah, please read what is the definition of quadratic function. Sige. Okay, maybe kuha na lang, balikan na lang ka Garcia. How about Dakuma? Can you please read Dakuma?
A quadratic function is one whose equation can be written in the form y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. In an equation, a function, the highest exponent of the variable x is called the degree of a function. Thus, the degree of the quadratic function is 2. The graph is parabola.
Okay, thank you, Dakuma. So you have there ang quadratic function di can be written in the equation y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. So if you can remember, this ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 is our standard form. So in this case, is we put here our y on the left side, or that is f of x. So you have there your a, b, and c should be real numbers, and your a should not be equal to 0. Okay? So here in our quadratic function, since we are talking here the degree of a function, you are going to know that one using your exponent. So in quadratic function, our highest degree should be 2. Okay, 2 yun atong highest degree. And then your graph would be parabola. Okay, so you are going to know what how is parabola looks like. Or kung ato na siyang drawing on class ang parabola kay ana na siya now. Kanang payu and then balingayu. Mo na siya parabola. Kani and then ana. Okay? Mao na siya parabola. And now, we are going to identify some of our equations here. And then, try ninyong tanaw if quadratic function siya or dili. Okay? Okay, so let's begin with this one. Y is equals to 10x squared plus 3. Quadratic function, yes or no? Sige, try to identify daw using our gihatag ganina nga equation or
No.
definition. Okay, no. Unsay ino? No di ay ino. Okay. No. Nganong no man? Sige daw.
Walay linear na kuan sir. Ang
Walay
BX.
linear. Okay. Sige. But actually, it is a yes. Okay, so it's okay ra class nga wala siya linear as long as your highest degree should be 2. Okay? Mara gyud na siya tong basis class. Your highest degree should be 2. And then kani siya is 'di ba sa ato ang standard equation okay ra man nga wala sa tay linear. As long as natay ax squared. Okay, class, nasabtan ra? Sige, so far na question sa atong first nga equation. Ayaw lang kalibog, okay ra nga wala siya constant, wala siya linear sa imuhang given. As long as iyang highest degree is 2, then that is a quadratic function. Okay? Sige, ari daw ta sa atong next nga given. 3x squared plus x. F of x, mo ni siya ang gingon ganina class, f of x that is equivalent to y as well. Kay kuan mo siya, function of x is equals to 3x squared plus x. And say wala ani class, wala siya wala siya constant, diba? So, unsa man ni siya? Quadratic function, yes or no? Unsa may ang highest degree dira? Okay, 2. So, is it quadratic function? Sige, try lang. Okay, ang answer kay na yan, I know. How about the others? Duhar ako sa jante?
Mimiya. Ya sir ya.
Yeah. Okay, tolo. Asa naman ang ni? 23 ka buok. Sa inyong answer class. Sige, take part lang ta. Okay, we have Achilles, Luardo. Na aramanday ni Un, I know. Na yes. Okay, but our answer here is yes. Na naman, di ba mo man ni siya, 3x squared. Imong a kay 3 and then x squared. And then kanang imong x, mo na siya imong bx. And then wala lang kay constant. Di ba ningon ko, okay ra, walay constant, walay linear as long as your highest degree is squared. Okay? Sige. How about our next example? Y is equals to 2x minus 1.
No.
Okay, na answer of no. No, no. Okay, very good. The answer there is no. Linear raman siya class, no. It's still a function but it's not a quadratic function. Linear function ra na siya. How about this one class? Y is equals to x plus 3 quantity x minus 2. Magamit ang atong mga transforming equations into quadratic equations. Katong topic na to pag first grading. Remember, that is a factor. X plus 3, x minus 2. No.
Yes.
May nag-yes. Okay, you can still simplify this one, right? Or, di ba, we can still simplify this one. No na
Yes.
lang. Di ba, we can do FOIL method.
Yes lagi.
So, the answer there is yes. Okay, sa inyo makita, di hawa mo na siya exponent nga squared, teacher. Di ba, ato ni siyang i-change into standard form. That is x squared plus x minus 5. Di ba, factors man na siya. And then, kung imo na siyang i-FOIL method, that is x squared, and then minus 2x plus 3x, and then minus 6. So, you have there x squared plus x minus 6. So, x squared. This is transforming equation into quadratic equation. Factors man na siya. Sige, how about this one, class? Put. Okay, so as you
No.
can see here, it's very difficult because you have their squared or square root. Square root. So, nakay square root diha, class. So, it means to say that if we are going to cancel the square root of this, ma-one half na iyahang equation. So, wala kay na square diha. So, this is a no. Okay, kung imo man ang i-cancel imong square root diha kay ma over 2 man na siya, wala ra man kay ma squared. Okay? Now let's go to the last one. Kani daw x plus 5 squared. Factors gyapon na siya kay di ba? This is the x plus 5 man na siya kay squared man.
Yes.
Okay. That is a yes. So class, dili lang kayo mo judge dayon ha by just looking at the exponent. Ato sang tan-awon if that exponent can be transformable into quadratic. Okay? So far, do you have any questions about our equations? Identifying quadratic functions using the equation. Okay, none. So this time, class, di ba sa itong mga representations, pwede po na nato ma-identify kung function siya. Pero more specifically, in our quadratic function representations, we can really identify that one using a equation or a graph. Okay, this one, we are going to identify if the graph represents quadratic formula or quadratic function. Diba, I told you a while ago that ma-identify na to siya kung quadratic function siya using graph if that is parabola. So, I'll show you some pictures here and then tell me if it is quadratic function, okay? This one. Quadratic function, dili. Samta akong gidrawing ganina katong using lang sa kaning red. Yes or no? Quadratic function, yes or no? Parabola. So, kung gingon ganina, ang parabola kay U o inverted U. Yes, because I don't know. That is a yes. Di ba niyon ko, U o inverted U? Or V, gorod, not U, V. V or inverted V. Mao na siya imuhang quadratic function nga graph. Okay? Nasabtan? Okay. How about this one, class? Is this quadratic function?
No.
Okay, no. How about this one?
Yes.
Yes.
I did they no.
Mhm. Di ba line man na siya? So unsa ni
Linearly.
siya? Oh, linear na siya. So that is no. How about this one?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So ma-identify ra gyud siya nato, no? And then one thing nga dapat ninyong buhaton so that you will know that that is a quadratic function is magbuhat mo og vertical line test. So unsa nang vertical line test, teacher? Magbuhat ra kag line dira in any part of your graph, and then dapat sa kanang nga line nga imong gibuhat is one time ra siya mo touch sa imong graph. Okay, so di ba kung kani siya bisag asa nga magbutang og line diha, one time ra gyud na siyang mo touch sa imong graph. Bisag ari pa ka diri or ari ka sa tunga, ari ka sa pikas, one time ra siya mo touch sa imong graph. That is what we call vertical line test. Okay? Chunky, sabahan ni mo, oy! Okay, while if we are going to have this circle here, if magbutang kag line test dira or vertical line test, ikaduha siya mo touch, which is a no-no. And then sa kaning linear equation, yes, once ra siya mo touch, but remember that is linear. So meaning to say, that is, iyang highest degree is 1. Okay? Well, here on our next one is magbuhat kag vertical line test diha. 1 lang gihapon iyang touch. Okay, that is the other way. If makalimot mo nga parabola ang atuang graph, so you can do the vertical line test. Okay, so far, questions, clarifications, violent reactions, wala ra? Okay, very good. Now, this time is we are going to have our real-life models of quadratic function. So, we have here some real-life models that represents a linear function or quadratic function. And then I want you to identify. Okay. Ay, nigawas na there siya. Sige. Kanina lang. So, you have there, please read Alessandra. Yeah. Kaning mga wala kanang kuan kayo ba? Sa tong chat. Sige. Alessandra Janil. Please read the first box. Alechon, dealer. Sige. Yes. Wala pa ha? Sige, balikon lang ka, Alessandra. How about Pateres?
Sure.
Please read, Pateres, this first box here.
A lechon dealer has a total cost function Cx equals 5x plus 3,000, where x is the number of kilos of lechon and the profit function of Cx equals 18x minus 4,000.
Okay, thank you. So, you have there in our first given is we have our lechon dealer. So, it has a function in which this is for the total costs. So, that is 5x plus 3,000. So, kung pila ka like kilos of lechon ilahang ibaligya is they are going to substitute that one here sa ilang values of x, and then they can get a result. Like for example, 20 kilos. So they're going to multiply that one 5 times 20 plus 3,000. So manilhang total cost. Well, if they are going to get for the profit, we have here 18x minus 4,000. So ilara po nang i-multiply and then they can get resulting. And as you can see here, since we have only our highest degree of 1, so this is a linear function. Okay, so that is a real life model. So as you can see, it depends on how many kilos they are going to to buy or to sell, and then i-represent ra nila sa or i-substitute ra nila sa ilahang mga given function, then they can get the values of y. And then as you can see, mag-change ang iyahang values of x or ang kanang kilos, magka-change pod ang iyahang values sa y, in which wala dyo'y magkapariha. Mo nang this is called a linear function. Okay, makita man nato siya sa iyang equation dire, diba? And we have here our second nga given. So we have Ivan predicted that the number of mango trees, X, planted in a farm could yield y is equal to negative 2 at 20x squared plus 2,800x per year. So this is a quadratic function because as you can see here, the highest degree is 2. And then, you have there, naman siya'y, kwan daw, number of mango trees, which is kanang x, mo na siya yung mango trees, number of mango trees. So, if you're going to substitute any number there sa x, makita kag result ana niya. So, negative 20 and then x nimo, for example, 100. So, substitute na nimo siya diri and then diri pod 100, you can get a result of y. So, that is still a quadratic function. And the last one here we have, if 2,000 feet is to be used to a fence, a regular law, then the area of the fence lot is represented by A of x is equals to x, quantity 2,000 minus x. So this is still a quadratic since you are going to distribute this one man. So x times 2,000, that is 2,000x, and then x times x, that is negative x squared. So that is still a quadratic function. So these are some of our real life models of a quadratic function. Okay, and now we are going to have some pictures. So this one. So kanang sa McDonald's, as you can see, that is a parabola. Kani siya is sa Earth, or sa Earth, not sa Earth, but kanang planets. And then you have there the San Juanico Bridge. This one. And then this sad nga bridge. And then kaning Merlion mangguro ni. So this one. These are some nga atong makita or atong mga nailhan nga quadratic function ang gigamit ani in making this one. So engineers are using quadratic functions for this. Okay? And these are napa siguro uban, di ba? Nga atong ma-identify. So, any questions for real life models of quadratic function? Na questions, clarifications, or napa mo'y ma-identify nga lain nga real life models?
None, sir, none.
Okay, Nanra. So, this time is we are going to have our quadratic function through table of values. So, we have here na siya'y gihatag nga quadratic function, and then we are going to identify kung kuan ba siya, maka-indicate ba siya og quadratic function through a table of values. So we have here complete the table of values using the indicated function. So let me show you this one. F of x is equals to 3x plus 1. Quadratic function, yes or no?
No.
Okay. By just merely looking in our um, given equation, makaingon na dayon tag no because highest exponent ani is 1 man. And that is really correct. But what if is kanang magbuhat sa taog table of values ani? So table of values katong representation nato ganina kani siya. So I gave already the values of x here, which is negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Diba? Function na siya, walay nagbalik-balik. Now we are going to substitute that one here sa atong x to get our value of y. So substitute daw nato ang x sa negative 3. Pilay makuha niya class? Negative 3 times negative 3 plus 1. That is
-8.
okay, negative 8. Very good. How about if we're going to have negative 2? 3 times negative 2. Negative 6. Negative 6 plus 1.
-5.
Negative 5. And how about negative 1? Negative 3 times 3 times negative 1.
-2, sir.
Negative 2. Very good. And then, and so on and so forth. Ako na siyang ihatag ha. So, you have there. Basta itong gibuhat is we substituted only our value of x sa itong given equation. But since nakahibaw naman ta nga, dili yun ni siya quadratic function because of the given niya nga equation. So, in our next or in our following examples, you will identify. For example, table of values rang ihatag and then walay equation. Unsaon man nato siya pagtan-aw teacher nga quadratic siya or dili. Okay, so here we just simply substitute the value of x to get the corresponding value of y. But remember, this is not quadratic ha. This is linear function pa. So we have here some examples. So this one, kani siya nga given function diri. Is it quadratic? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So we are just going to use this. Kani ato ang table of values diri. So same process gyapon class. We're going to substitute our x sa ato ang given. Sige, try daw na to. X squared. So, negative 3 squared plus 2 times negative 3 minus 1. Pilay result niya, class. Daghan biya kay nasayop ani class sa inyong quadratic inequalities ba pag last. Kuan integers, nasayop ang mga result. Sige, pilay result class. Negative 3 squared plus 2x minus 1. We have from the Kuma, negative 16. Sige, binagsaon na to ha. Negative 3 squared, that is 9. And then plus 2 times x. 2 times negative 3, that is 6 or negative 6. And then minus 1. So you have there 9 minus 6.
4.
Minus 1. 9 minus 6,
I
that is
think
3.
it
3 minus 1. That is 2. So your value of y is 2. 9 minus 3, di ba? Sige, ato siya ipakita sa Jamboard para basin maglibog mo. So, di ba? Ako sa siyang kapyahon ka sa wait sa kadiyot. Dahan kayo na sayop ani sa inyong pag-solve. So, you have there, di ba, x squared And then, plus 2x man to siya, di ba? 2x. So, double check yun mo always, class. And then, di ba ito man i-substitute og 3. Negative 3. So, negative 3 squared. And then, plus 2 times negative 3. And then, minus 1. Di ba negative 3 squared, that is 9. And then, 2 times negative 3, that is 6. Negative 6. And then, minus 1. 9 minus 6, that is 3. And then 3 minus 1, that is 2. So, your answer is 2. Substitute ra ka, class. Okay, najira. Yun sa paghuang 2. So, what if negative 2 i-substitute na to siya sa tong x diri? Negative 2 squared, that is 4, plus 4 times, 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4 minus 1. Pilay result. Pwede na ka mag-cancel-cancel para makita din ang answer. Dapat master na untanin ninyo integers. Kay grade 9 na. Sige, pilay value sa ato ang we
1.
have here. 1. 1 or negative 1? Okay, that is negative 1. Class, sign is very important, ha? Okay. So, you have man, di ba? Kanisiya is negative 2 squared, that is 4. And then, kanisiya, 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4. So, makancel na siya kay positive 4 o negative 4 man, cancel. And then, you have there, negative 1 ang nabilin. So, negative 1 ang answer. How about negative 1? If negative 1 ang ato ang value sa x, pilay answer.
Negative 2.
Okay, that is negative 2. Negative 2 squared, that is 4. And then, negative 1 squared, that is 1. Plus 2 plus 1. 2 times 1. 2 times negative 1, that is negative 2. And then minus 1. So, that is negative 2. How about 0, class? What if 0?
Negative 1, sir.
Okay, negative 1. Kaya ma-0 raman ni siya, and then 0. Then, nakay minus 1 diri. How about kung 1? 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus 1.
2.
That is 2. How about if 2? 2 squared, 4. Plus 2 times 2, that is 8. 8 minus 1, that is 7. If 3, class, 3 squared, 9. Plus 6, 15 minus 1. That is
Plus
15 minus 1. That is 14. So, these are already your values of y. So, the same as what we did a while ago in our linear function, here is we also substitute the value of x to get the corresponding values of y. So, this one is very easy since you're just going to substitute. But you have to be mindful of your answers. Double check it if it's needed. Okay? Kay para dili magkasayop-sayop. Now, this time, class, is what if teacher ang ihatag is ang kanirang table of values? So, you have there, how do you know that that is a quadratic function? Okay, so here, this is the technique. So, in a quadratic function, equal differences in the independent variable, x produces equal second differences in the dependent variable. So, unsa din ning ato ang independent o dependent variable? So, class, what if kani siya wala ni siya nga given kaning x squared minus 2x plus 3. And then ang gihatag is kani ra gyud siya. Kaning nga equation. Kani nga table of values. Ayon sa nina to siya tanawon ha. Kanilan sa siya. So how do we know that this is a quadratic function? Kung kanira ang ihatag kaning table of values. Sundon taning equal differences in the independent variable of x. So ang aturang buhaton class is arita magtan-aw sa tong values of y. And we are going to do first differences and the second differences. So kanang differences nimo class is you are just going to subtract. Okay, kani siya 11 minus 18. Imong i-subtract. That is your first difference in y. So 11 minus 18 class pila? 18 minus 11 eh. 18 minus 11.
7.
11 minus 18,
Negative
negative
7.
7. 11 minus 18. Paano siya pagawas? Okay? And the next one is, ari na pod ka, 6 minus 11.
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Next is 3 minus 6.
Negative 3.
Negative 3. 2 minus 3.
Negative 1.
Negative 1. 3 minus 2.
1.
6 minus 3.
3.
That is 3. So, that is your first differences. And class, dili pa man nato siya ma-identify kay ningon pa man ta nga dapat equal differences in the independent variable man. So, that's the time magkuha ta sa to ang second differences. And then sa tong second differences, it should be equal ang tanan. Okay? It should be equal ang tanan. Kay dili pa man siya equal, negative 5, negative 7, negative 5. So, arita sa tong second difference magtanaw. So, you have there negative 5 minus negative 7. Pila?
Negative 2.
Negative 2, positive 2.
Ay, sir. Negative 5 minus 7.
Minus negative 7. Negative 7 man siya. Minus negative 7. So, mahimo siyang positive. So, negative 5 plus 7. That is positive 2. How about negative 3 minus negative 5?
2.
2 gihapon. And next one, negative 1 minus negative 2.
2.
2 gihapon. 1 minus negative 1.
2.
2 gihapon. How about 3 minus 1?
2.
2 gihapon. As you can see, their second difference are equal already. So that is, mo na siya makaingon ta nga, quadratic function na siya. But not necessary nga tura ni tanan diri class ha. Bisag sa lain nga table of values. Pwede ni magkausab-usab as long as the same sila tanan. Nasabtan? Questions, clarifications? Masamara ni siya, if wala mo'y gihatag or walay gihatag nga this one, nga walay equation, ang naara is table of values, you can use this difference. Okay? You can use the difference of the y in order for you to get or to know that that table of values is a quadratic function. Question? Makita man sa nato siya diri kay namong gud siya equation daan, so dali ra na to ma-identify. But what if wala ni siya? You need to do solutions gyud. And for our last one class, nga example sa kana siya, so we have here another 2x squared plus 4x plus 5. So di ba quadratic function man jud siya kay squared man siya. So this one is kaniyahang given. 9, 3, 1, 3, 9, 19, 33. So, din ni gikuha class, dira na siya gi-substitute ng negative 3 ang result kay 9. Okay? So you have there, pangitaon gyapon nimo imong first difference, 3 minus 9, that is negative 6. 1 minus 3, that is negative 2. 3 minus 1, that is 2. 9 minus 3, that is 6. 19 minus 9, that is 10. And then 33 minus 19, that is 14. And then solve dayon nato siya sa second difference, negative 2 minus negative 6, that is 4. 2 minus negative 2, that is 4. 6 minus 2, that is 4. 10 minus 2, 10 minus 6, that is 4. And then 14 minus 10, that is 4. So as you can see, their second difference are equal lang gihapon. So mo na siya tong hilhanan if magtan-aw ta kung quadratic function ba ang table of values. Okay, so questions. Naipangutan na or wala ra? Sabtan running apart? Okay. Okay, so that is the end of our lesson today. Now, do you have any questions? Clarifications? Violent reactions? From 30 kabuok, 26 na lang ta. So, what happened? Mag-attendance lang kung balik later on. Okay, walay questions? Okay, so, nagbuto-buto ang una-una.